She said, no, don't worry. It's a nice dog. I can handle it.
How close did you come to death that day?
So close. I was almost sure that that was going to be my last moment of living.
The dog went for his feet, piercing his work boots, bit a part of his ear off, mauled his hands, and severed a thumb.
You did not go back to work ever?
Not yet.
Toledo credits a passing mail carrier who threw his body on the dog for saving his life.
Did you ever imagine that it would be a fight to get the dog put down?
Never. I assumed the dog must die.
In fact, a judge ruled the dog should be put down, but the dog owners are appealing and today got another continuance. Are you not concerned that this dog could hurt somebody else?
Ma'am, can you get my face?
Toledo says he'll be back in court too.
I just don't want anybody else to get injured because I was lucky.
Now, Toledo also fell off a porch trying to escape that dog, so he hurt his knees, shoulder, and back. Even a year later, he still receives physical and psychological therapy 5 days a week. And Rob and Erica, just 6 months before the dog attacked Toledo, he attacked a cable worker, and there's a complaint that's been filed about that as well.
I just want to point out the sheer psychopathy of this dog owner. She knew this dog was dangerous. It's clear that the dog was dangerous because it attacked a cable man 6 months before, I think it was. And then she lies to this UPS driver here. She lies to this man and tells him she's got the dog under control. She can handle it. It won't hurt nothing. Here's a little hint for all of y'all who don't know. These dog owners lie. They lie. They're dogs. They lie about their dogs. And they do it because everyone puts up with it. This woman should be in prison for tearing this man up and the cable guy up apparently as well. But instead, she's out walking about, paying nothing, trying to get this dog to keep it from being put down. And this is what we tolerate. We tolerate these psychopaths. Why? Why aren't there laws against this? Why are there no laws requiring, the dog to be put down, the owner to be put in prison? She should be in prison for like 10 or 20 years for this crap because she messed up this UPS driver's life. I mean, he hasn't worked in 2 years, I think it was. Why? Why is this acceptable? Why are there not laws that punish these freaks, these disgusting freaks, for this? I think I can't really say anything else because my mouth ain't working anymore. I just wanted to point out some other things. One, dogs are unpredictable. Anytime you're near a dog, you're in danger. You cannot predict a dog, and if you want to see an example, look up Arvada, A-R-V-A-D-A, woman bitten by a dog or something like that on YouTube. It was from a Denver news station where this woman was petting a husky and it just bit her in the face. So, and apparently she looked at the dog wrong according to the comment section. So, anytime you're near a dog, you're at risk. And there really need to be laws in place to allow people to defend themselves and to take themselves out of risk. Because nobody should have to be at any risk whatsoever because of somebody else's dog. Frankly, there need to be laws that allow you to shoot a dog for messing with your horse or anyone or anything. Frankly, anything on property or off property, if the dog's messing with somebody in the street or messing with a horse or something off its property, you should be able to just terminate it and get rid of that problem right there. And I've seen news stories where people get mauled in their own backyards because a dog busts through their fence and mauls them. And you shouldn't have to deal with that. You should be able to just terminate it as soon as you know that dog's trying to bust through that fence. And so basically we need to establish laws that allow people to terminate any dog, period, that comes anywhere near them or that looks like it might do anything at all. Because a dog poses a very serious threat. I mean, if you get bit by a dog, you're running some serious risk. You're running a risk that it could hit your artery, and you've got arteries in your legs. And if that dog gets you in your leg or in your throat, you're going to bleed to death. You've got risk of infection, and I think I read that 7% of domestic animals have rabies. And then there's antibiotic-resistant bacteria and things like that. You're also running risk from the medications you might take. You know, if you're allergic to certain medications, you might not be able to take medications that you might need. You know, a lot of antibiotics can cause some serious problems, like Cipro can cause busted tendons and I think heart problems too. You know, just because you don't die right away from it, you might have a shortened lifespan because you took that antibiotic that has that has a black box warning label. So you could die later down the line. You know, if you're in the road, you could get pushed back in the road and get hit by a car. You know, you've got at least 4 avenues to get killed right there by a dog. And then there's infection risk. You can lose body parts. Like, look up, I think it's South Carolina mom mauled by 3 pit bulls. Her arms got infected and both of them had to be amputated up to the shoulder. And frankly, I've seen a news story where a guy lost his arms and legs and nose because he got licked by a dog. You know, dogs lick their own buttholes, so there's a lot of nasty germs in their mouths. So if you get bit by that dog, you're going to end up with some feces bacteria in your bloodstream. So you're running a lot of risk when you're near any dog. They can attack without warning, and frankly, no one should have to be at any risk at all because of a dog, and they should be perfectly within their rights to terminate any dog they don't want near them, because they should not have to endure a risk that they don't want to take. And we need stronger laws to allow people to defend themselves. We need stronger laws that make it a felony for, you know, a person to hurt another person with their dog, because nobody should have to worry about getting hurt by a dog. And the person who hurts the other person with a dog, you know, if somebody's dog bites you, you know, the owner of that dog should go to prison. This is not an excusable thing. So we really need to change our legal system so that this sort of stuff doesn't happen, so that people can defend themselves and their other animals like horses and stuff and their cows and stuff, because these dogs will go around mauling their animals, and they'll maul their chickens and other things. We need laws that allow people to defend themselves and their property from other people's dogs. And this is the only way this nonsense is going to stop, is when these dog lunatics have to actually be responsible for their own dogs, and when people no longer have to sit there and bow down and put up with this nonsense like this UPS driver had to. I mean, this is ridiculous. He should not go, what was it, a year or 2 without work just because of some freak show and her stupid monster. I mean, dog. You know, it's just disgusting. It's disgusting that we've gotten to this point where this stupid, monstrous thing has so much clout in our society. And it makes no sense to me, because you could kill a rat in a brutal way, you know, crushing it, and it may take days to die, and that rat's probably smarter than the dog, and it's probably not going to hurt you. But for some reason, this monstrous, stupid thing, this monstrous thing that will gladly go around tearing apart little baby bunny rabbits and ripping up horses and ripping up the mailman, which thousands of mail people get chewed up every year, and they do sometimes get killed. You know, how did this stupid animal get so much clout in our society? How did it become some great thing? How did such a stupid, vicious, violent creature become such a great thing in our society? And the only answer I got is psychopaths. Psychopaths realize that they could buy a dangerous animal, get people hurt, bully people around, play like they're a victim even after they get somebody else hurt. You know, play like a hero for trying to save these stupid, monstrous things, and then bully everyone around and get people hurt and get away with it. It's just, that's the only way I can think of that this stupid type of animal has gotten so much clout in our society, because it makes no sense that we value such a nasty creature, such a nasty, brutal, vicious creature, the way we do dogs. I mean, I went to a... Anyway, you know, it's like a guy can shoot a dog messing with his horse, and then he goes to jail for it. Do we not care about the horse? Anyway, this is just sick. I just wanted to add that you should not rely on pepper spray or tear gas, because it will blow back on you, and you will not be paying attention to the wind. It might work sometimes, but you're running a severe risk there, and if you're blinded while you're in one of these incidents, it's bad. So don't use pepper spray and tear gas. I advise only guns and kinetic projectiles out of, you know, something like a Byrna, BYRNA, look it up, or a big knife, and if in case your gun fails. But yeah. And for those of you who say this is some small problem, it's not. I mean, look at Marnie S. here. I'm a delivery driver, and it amazes me how many people leave their aggressive dogs outside with no leash at all. I get chased so much it's ridiculous. Update, I quit after a month of working there. If you want to work there, I advise you to not do it. So this is a huge problem for everyone, and these liars will sit there and tell you it's not a huge problem, but it is. Oh, and I just wanted to mention, don't trust pepper gel either, because it will still blow back on you, and it still rarely ever hits the dog. It just does not work, unless the dog's up close. And you don't want the dog close, because distance is very important. It's very important to keep distance between you and the dog. So I just wanted to note that too. So pepper gel is junk too. In fact, any sort of tear gas, pepper spray type thing, regardless of what it is going to be junk. Also, those pepper ball projectiles, they will bust in the chamber, so be aware of that. They're a clamshell design, and they will bust in the chamber. Oh, I forgot to mention that you should not use the Byrna, the BYRNA, kinetic projectiles, or anything similar like that on a serious threat, and most dogs from like blue heeler size on up present a potentially lethal threat. You really should not use the Byrna or any kinetic projectile launcher on any serious threat, because it will not be reliable unless it's all that you've got. You really should use a gun. And I've noticed that people will claim, well, you can't be sure that the gun will work. Well, frankly, if you can't be sure that the gun will work, you need to use the gun, because it's probably going to be the best thing you've got on you. And if you can't be sure that the gun's going to work, why would you use anything less than the gun? I just thought I'd point that out. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And please don't forget to hit that notification bell. And please watch my video where I nearly got killed, the video called Rottweiler Attack Ultra Fell. The video with the thumbnail that says Rottweiler Attack Ultra Fell.